Rome. 161 AD. A man sits alone in his private quarters after a day of ruling the most powerful empire on earth. He is tired. He has been betrayed by advisors, drained by war, and hollowed out by grief. He picks up a journal, not to record history, but to remind himself of something he keeps forgetting. He writes, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Now imagine you are that man, Emperor of Rome, every resource in the world at your command, and yet you are writing notes to yourself just to stay grounded. What does that tell you? 2 centuries earlier, a slave named Epictetus sat in chains and arrived at almost the same conclusion. With nothing. One man had everything. One man had nothing, and they found the same truth. That truth is this: what we control is the only thing that matters. To understand what divided Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, we must first understand what united them. Both men inherited a tradition built on one idea. The Stoics called it the dichotomy of control. The world is split in two. There are things within our power, our judgments, our desires, our responses. And there are things outside our power, our body, our reputation, what other people do, what fortune takes away. Epictetus, who was born a slave around 50 AD in what is now Turkey, had this carved into him by necessity. He did not choose his philosophy. His philosophy chose him. He wrote, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." For Epictetus, inner freedom was not an idea. It was the only freedom he was ever allowed. Marcus Aurelius, on the other hand, inherited the purple robe of Rome at 19. He had access to armies, wealth, and power that Epictetus could never have imagined. And yet Marcus too turned inward. He studied Epictetus directly. His own copy of the Discourses was worn thin. The question that quietly separates them is not what they believed. It is how far they were willing to take it. Here is where it becomes interesting. Epictetus believed the body itself was not truly yours. He taught that even your children, your family, your health, these are externals. Preferred, yes. Worth caring for, yes. But not worth your peace. He told his students to practice saying, when they kiss their child goodnight, "I am kissing a mortal." Not with coldness, with awareness, because love that does not account for loss becomes a chain. Marcus took a softer position. He loved his wife, Faustina. He grieved his children, many of whom died young. He participated fully in the world, in its noise, its politics, its pain. He did not retreat into the fortress of pure detachment. He stayed present. Now bring this forward. Think of someone in your own life this week, a colleague, a partner, a parent whose behavior is pulling at you. Epictetus would say, their actions are not in your control. Release them entirely. Marcus would say, stay, engage, respond wisely, but do not be swept away. Both are right. The question is which one you need to hear today. So what do you do with this today? Not next year, this week. There is likely something in your life right now that feels urgent and unresolved. A decision you cannot control. A person who is not behaving the way you need them to. An outcome you are gripping too tightly. Epictetus offers you this. Sit with what you cannot change and practice. Just for a moment, releasing your claim on it. Not because it does not matter, but because your suffering over it changes nothing. Only your clarity does. Marcus offers you something slightly different. Stay in the world. Do your role. Write the letter. Have the hard conversation. Lead with reason, not reaction. You do not have to choose between these two men. Think of Epictetus as the foundation. That bedrock reminder that your inner world is always free. And think of Marcus as the architect, showing you how to build something decent on top of that foundation. Inside a life that is messy, and real. The Stoics did not promise peace from difficulty. They offered something quieter and more lasting, steadiness inside it. If something in this conversation stirred something in you, sit with it quietly before you move on. You do not need to agree with Epictetus or Marcus. You only need to ask yourself, where in my life am I fighting something I cannot change? And where am I avoiding something I can? Subscribe if these questions feel worth returning to. We will keep asking them together. Your inner world is always free.